Welcome to Three Mums Podcast, hosted by Natalie, Anthea, and Charlene. This is a space where you'll get nothing but real conversation. This is your moment to pause, have a laugh, get involved, and come on our journey. Open, honest, and free always. Hashtag the Three Mums Way. Ladies, in a time when there seems to be very few men around, even though there's many men.
There are actually.
But it seems as though
there's a shortage.
There's a shortage. Yes. How do you feel about the girl code? You know, if a girl or a lady, we're not girls here. If a lady is done with someone and then her friend chooses to get with that person. All right, let me get a scenario. I know of a girl who was dating a guy. They were dating for a year. And then her friend ended up marrying him.
Just say that again.
So I know a friend who was dating a guy. They were dating for a year. They broke up.
Okay.
A year is a decent amount of time
That's
to have. That's a
relationship.
That is a relationship.
Yeah.
It wasn't her best friend, but it was a friend. It was a girl and her crew.
It's close enough.
Ended up getting with this guy and they ended up getting married. Do you think that that's wrong? Do you think that that's breaking the code? The girl code. Let's just establish what the girl code is.
Exactly. Elaborate on what the girl code is.
The girl code is, number one rule of girl code is that you do not communicate with, flirt with, or date any man that your friend has dated or fancies. This is according to the Urban Dictionary. So it comes under dated or fancy. So if your friend fancies someone, you can't be trying to get with that person either.
See,
girl code.
See, I think the dating. So what was it? Dating, fancy.
What's the definition of dating, man?
So I suppose going out.
Do not communicate with, flirt with, or date any man that your friend has dated or
that's
fancies.
everything. You can't cross any boundaries.
Yeah,
that'd be a. Okay.
I mean, we don't have to stick to this. This is just according to the Urban Dictionary. But yeah, this is what it is saying. What do you think about this, ladies? What do you think about that scenario that I gave?
Okay, so a friend.
I know someone that was dating someone
Yeah.
for a year. They broke up. Their relationship
and her friend
it's not a bestie, but it's a friend part of the crew.
Got with the guy
and ended up marrying the guy, and they're very happy now.
How does the friend feel that was with?
Well, the friend that was with him is single, and she's a little salty.
Okay, and did she go to the wedding?
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
And I think she feels bad that she's salty because the truth is the relationship ended, and this couple are very happy now. They're very.
See, I need to establish how when you say friend.
Yeah.
Some people use the word friend quite loosely.
Okay, so they're not close like us, but they,
So it's more of an associate.
No, they hang out in a group of friends, but they're not like. That's not her go-to. You know when you have a group of friends.
I'm just trying to establish. Okay, so we're going out. You just said she was invited to the wedding. That's a friend then. That's
a friend. But it's not like a bestie.
And are we assuming that they slept with each other and everything? So
I don't know the details, but I assume if they were.
Do you get what I mean?
I don't know.
But I'm just trying to say, that's. So my friend,
I'm not going to the wedding.
That's what I'm trying to. If we're friends, so that's what I'm trying to say. If we're actually friends, and I was with them for a year, I'm trying to establish. So when did you know you liked him from? Like when did you know you liked him? Was it when I was with him?
Chance.
I'm just
because
I'm not privy to all these details.
Okay, let's create a scenario.
Let's create a scenario. Friends, so the same way how I've invited you to my wedding because I'm now with him. When I was with him, if I went out, were you rolling out with us? I'm trying to.
Okay. There's a lot of levels to this, guys. What I would say is, if we were to put a time frame, then would it make it easier to work out?
Time frame?
So
I think a year is a long enough
Yeah,
time.
she was with the guy for a year.
That's a relationship.
3 years later, the friend...
Did you say 3 years?
No. That's what I'm trying to say, because
she's just given
I'm trying to give her a hypothetical
I actually don't
situation.
know
How soon?
Yeah, I don't know how soon.
See, I think if there was a bit of time that had elapsed,
You
maybe
think that softens the blow?
it softens the blow somewhat, but I'm still not going to...
I'm just trying to understand the friend part. That's the part.
Okay, so basically the issue is like, how close are you? If this is, okay, in your opinion now, if this is someone that's your friend, the answer is you don't do that. No, you shouldn't get with that person.
I just can't understand how the connection took place. I'm just trying to grasp.
Essentially, it's no, babes.
Yeah,
It's a no.
if we're friends, there's not a friend that I've ever had that I'm attracted to their man. I'm trying to, like, I'm attracted. Do you understand what I mean? Like, I can see the appeal in your boyfriend. I agree he's good looking.
But then to then
see him physically, sexually attractive, like...
And to make the steps.
And to make connection. Yeah, I can't...
Start dating.
And get to the altar. And we're friends. And we're actually friends. So what I'm trying to say is, if we're friends, that means the chances are I'm privy to whatever went wrong. I was going to say, there's levels to the bond of our relationship.
I know that this person, they're not besties, but they hang out in a group of friends.
She invited her to a wedding. I can't get that. I mean, all right.
No, I'm playing devil's advocate.
Let's just be honest.
Saying it's
not
right.
everyone invites people to their wedding at their time. Some people are happy with just having numbers and, enough associates. And maybe that's what it is for me. Do you get what I mean? But I just don't... I'm just trying to establish when along the timeline.
I hear what you're saying.
What I'm trying to say. I think that's how I would see it. Like, the truth is, on one hand, all right, let's really play devil's advocate. If I'm done with you, I'm actually done with you. So on that one hand, I really don't care. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? But if you're my friend and we're in the same friendship circle, I don't want to see the guy that I no longer am with now
hanging out.
No, rolling and no.
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah, it's a straight.
That's a no. I don't. We're not together anymore. This is awkward. Why is he here? He's my ex, and now he's your. No. Yeah, there's enough guys out there going. So if we're the way I see it, we're not friends. Are there
enough guys out there?
Sorry. At what point did you know you liked him? Something. That's the part I'm trying to establish. We're not friends then. We're not tight friends in my opinion. Because I've never had a friend that I am attracted to or think, she's not with me. Yeah, no. Okay.
I have another scenario.
Oh gosh.
For those that watch This Is Us, no spoiler alerts. But what if someone dies? What if someone passes away? This is in the show.
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
There is a man who's married to this lovely lady. His name is Jack, and he dies. And his best friend marries his widowed wife. He marries his wife. So there's two friends, Jack and his friend. They're best friends, two guys. Jack dies, and then his best friend, I can't remember the name, ends up marrying the wife that's left.
Is that breaking?
Is that breaking the code? Is that wrong? Is that...
I think, yeah. Because going back to what you said with the first scenario, that means there was, in my opinion, some form of attraction there in the first place. Why do you feel...
No, but wait.
What?
No, but Annie. Okay, even if there was attraction, I can see people are attractive.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, but you can see somebody that's attractive, but it doesn't mean I want to be with them.
I know, but you said it means there was some attraction before. He may have found her attractive, but obviously he didn't make any advances when his friend was alive, because that's his best friend. But the friend died, and so now Anthony, the way you... It's just no. her attractive, but he didn't make any advances. He's not blind. I can see that there are men that are attractive out there. I'm married. I'm not going to do anything.
It's the thought process. It
doesn't mean that there was.
But there might not have been.
So how did they get there then?
I think sometimes you can find love and attraction through common ground. So I actually think in that scenario, the love that they had for the friend could actually get them together. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm not saying that I could do this, but sometimes that person was the glue. So it doesn't mean that they didn't have an amazing bond. Do you know what I mean? Like even though they might not have been sexually attracted to each other, she mostly saw him that they were close because they both were good. It depends on the type of dynamic of the person that left. I think the person that died. I think if you had a really strong character, you were someone who were about family and friendship and whatever, bringing people together. It is possible that already your wife and your best friend had an amazing relationship, if dependent on the character of the person you are. So if you then spend a lot of time together rehashing old memories, does that make sense? Like going down memory lane. I'm just thinking of the good. Think how much time, dependent on how long that relationship or marriage spun, what that person shared with you, even as a friend, was mostly there for when your children were born. If they were actually the best friend, the good friend, it is possible that the common ground, which is that person, can then form an attraction or a bond. I'm just saying that I could see in some sense. Do I agree?
Is it wrong?
I mean, the person's gone. So I don't know if that changes anything because they're not there to witness it at the wedding. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's like, they're not straight no anymore. I wouldn't be doing it.
It's a straight no for me.
I wouldn't be doing it. But what I have realised, I say this to my husband all the time and I make joke about it. I shouldn't make joke, but I'm like, for a lot of women, their chance to get married is when you or I move out or away from. Like,
Nanny, come on.
I'm being honest. For some women, their first chance at love and marriage was a widowed man. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That happens all the time.
It's just a lot for me to hear you say that.
And let's keep it real. So many women might not have found a certain man attractive, but the moment he has a woman on his arm, there's an appeal to him in a different way that they might not have seen. Do you understand what I mean? It's like, and we all know, let's keep it real. It says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing or whatever else. So how much of us have elevated our men? And that's not saying that they were nothing, but you know what I mean when I say this in context. If you're a good woman, you build, but there's an attractiveness even more. And a lot of the times it's because we're on their arms.
The glow up.
There's a glow up, right? Because we're on their arms. Don't be fooled that women don't see that. They see that and they want it. I can assure you, if anything happened to you or I, there would be a queue to come and fill your space. Do you understand what I mean? And that sometimes could come in the form of someone you're like who you thought was a friend. Do you understand what I mean? Because they want what you had. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I could see how that relationship could form. Do you get what I mean? Like,
I find it so awkward.
I couldn't. That's
I said, straight no.
I couldn't.
There's no any further.
I mean, if I was to literally take it literally, my hubby has no best friends that I find attractive in that sense at all. Do you get what I mean? Like, no. So it makes it very easy as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I find physically attractive that I want to be like, no. So it makes that easy too. But no. And I'm trying to how do you with the kids? You know what I mean?
Yeah, even
and now with the family dynamic, like you go to the family meals now, and it's like the friends that used to roll to is now. That's weird.
It's very weird. Very.
So
I just it's just like I said, straight no.
So you're not breaking. So you do. Are you saying it's a no because you feel it's breaking girl code, or is it just something that?
I think it's breaking girl code.
Even if someone's died.
Straight.
Even if it's your first chance at marriage.
Listen, it's breaking girl code. I can't even imagine getting to that place where a friend of my deceased husband.
I would feel like I'm
cheating. That's what I would feel. I would feel like I'm cheating.
Personally.
Because then in my mind...
But I can see the common ground.
That's what
and your hearts are just... And you just... want some comfort,
Who wants the comfort more?
But
Him or her?
I don't know.
He hasn't lost. I've lost the husband.
He's lost too if it's a best friend.
Babes.
You can't diminish friendship.
I think they probably would both want comfort. And
Yeah.
I mean, I know of someone. I know of someone who had their partner has died. It's an older person, and he would just get into relationships very, very, very quickly,
instantly.
Maybe unhealthily, actually.
Because they're afraid, frightened of loneliness. I think that's different.
Or just don't like.
That's different because it's more than likely there was a conversation that if either one was to pass, the husband would say to the wife that, you know what, I wouldn't want you to be lonely, or the wife would say to them
about that.
You know what I mean?
He says all the time.
But
I'm like, he ain't been on your own. Stop chatting rubbish. I don't think he's trying to get married again though. He says he's living in sin in his words. Like, please. I don't think he's trying to get married. I said, you say that now, but I think he thinks that part is too much effort and too much. He can't be bothered with all of that. But I couldn't see him on his own.
These things make me get chills a bit.
It's chills, but it's real life, though.
I mean, look at grandma. Our grandma has had 2 husbands die. One died and she remarried.
After 18 years of marriage, and then she was on her own for the best part of another 12, 13 years. And then married again for another just short of 27 years, or just short of 28 years. Those are 2 long marriages. That's deep. I don't think any girl code was broken though.
No. Not with our grandma. No
girl codes.
How about a girl code moving it away from like relationships? So like you have your friends, you've gone on a night out, and you see that one of the girls are not wearing something that's quite appropriate, let's say, maybe it's a little bit ill-fitting. Do we tell that friend to go back home and change? Or are we letting that friend just go with what she's chosen?
If we're already out...
let me put in better context. We haven't left out.
Right, we're at home.
Yeah, we're actually at home. We're getting ready to go far. Yeah.
I mean, we've had this conversation where me and Natalie will be like, these friendship groups, bad man, because why have you let your brethren?
Exactly.
Why did you not know? I mean, we know how you feel, Nats. You're always picking, moving.
I don't know. The older I get, though, my opinion slightly changes on that. I'll be honest with you. So when I was younger, and maybe that's why someone thinks I think I'm too nice, or maybe me doing that means I think the way I carry myself is better than you. The older I get, I'm learning to just leave people to be. Like, even though my heart, when my nature is doing that out of kindness, as an adult, if you see that as appropriate and you like it, and that's floats your boat, I can leave you. However, if it bothers me that much when we are out, or I really don't like how you carry, then I have to question whether I'm a genuine friend to you, or whether this is a genuine friendship. Does that make sense? Because you should be able to take someone for whatever or whoever they are. Do you get what I mean? I think we've all had
but it's not that deep. It's just that example, sis, was just like making sure that person looks.
Yeah, but you just said that the friend can be a reflection, and we've all been there where we've seen a friendship group and we've sat there and said, your friends are bad man. So take that into context of what you said.
Yeah,
right?
That's what
your friends are bad man. So if I'm out and I'm looking at you and I know you look crazy, you don't look good at all, I'm thinking it as your friend. I've not said nothing to you. And I know other people are thinking it. Do you understand what I mean? But I'm at a place where it's just like, well, that's how you are, or that's who you are. Then I have to question if I'm actually thinking and feeling that way about you. Are we as close? are you the type, and it's not me judging you or not wanting to be your friend just because of the, I don't know, I'm trying to articulate I'm trying to say.
I've been out in groups of friends where I'm not close with everybody in that group.
Yeah.
But the people that I'm close with, I'm going to fix, I'm going to talk, I'm going to say, oh, babe, I'm not going to know.
So,
but then if there's someone who I'm not that, I probably wouldn't, because I'm not here
so if you are, but my point is, if that's how they carry themselves though, that's one occasion. So what, every time we go out, this is the scenario.
Right.
Think
I get
about what
you're
I'm trying to say.
Okay, if that's my brethren and that's how they roll, then I'm going to leave them be.
But then it goes back to what you just said.
Yeah, because other people, you would see something.
Because you actually don't approve of how she carries herself.
Yeah, but even if I don't approve, if that's how my friend wants to
but there's also a reflection on you.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, because I don't carry myself like that.
I actually don't have any scenarios like this in my life. So
it's hard to put yourself in.
It's really hard to put, because I don't have...
Actually, no, because I've had a friend when we were, we was younger and they were quite loud. Do you get what I mean? We'd go out, could be like the centre, you know what I mean? Just loud and centre of attention. The way they behaved wasn't how I behaved. I was a lot more reserved.
Okay, we're moving
the way that they dressed. No, the way that they dressed wasn't necessarily how I approved, but they were older than me. Do you get what I mean? Like, they did what they did, and I've always been someone that, do you get what I'm trying to say? But as time went on, we didn't spend time. We didn't go out as much because we didn't reflect even on how we carried ourselves.
I think there's different sides to it. I think we've crossed over a number of scenarios.
In what sense?
So in this friendship group, we have a very similar style.
Right.
So we check, how does it, I literally...
No, our relationship would do that.
Yes, but I have other friends that I'm not going to judge them because of how they look. I may not wear what they're wearing. I'm going to leave them be. So I just want to establish that. Like, it doesn't make... I don't feel it makes me look bad. I don't feel that. I don't... Personally, if I'm meeting a friend for dinner and they've chosen to wear what they're wearing, and I know that that's their particular style, I can't think of anybody in my...
Even based on your own comment, that someone else could look at you guys and be like, you're bad, man. Look at the state of your friend.
I think there's levels though, innit? Like...
How though? It's the same thing, because you actually don't approve of what she's wearing.
Yeah, because...
You don't think it flatters her or
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's something that's just not flattering, Charles, do you know what I mean? It's not flattering, but that person believes that they can wear it. It comes in that size, it comes in whatever.
I think it comes to a point. If this is my good friend, and I know that this is probably something I've mentioned before, and if they're like, no, Sha, I'm not going to keep pushing it. I'm going to let my friend...
I agree with you.
That's fine.
That's flipping it on the head.
And I know you're making my comment, and I guess I'm actually it's making me think you might see someone.
You say that, but... All right, you're going to a certain...
No, let me finish. I'm saying, because you guys kept referring back to my point of, I might see someone and be like, you lot a bad man. Why are you guys doing
anything? Think of where you could be. Might not be a meal out. You could be going to an actual event, like where you're meeting...
No, I hear you, but I do think it's differentiating the situation. I can only pull it in my friendship groups. There's this friendship group, we all check each other, and then I've got other friends where maybe when we were younger, I would have said, oh, is that...
That's what I'm saying.
If that's how my friend is, you need to do your thing. But I get how somebody might look and think, oh, you've not... But I'm not going to judge my friend.
That's because they're not in your friendship group. That's the point I'm trying to make here.
No, they are, but they're my friend. What do you mean not in my friendship group?
No,
what do you mean? I don't know.
You said in this hair, so you're separating the dynamics of friendships. You're actually separating. There's a difference. There's a dynamic. And you wouldn't ever let us go out. Let's just make it clear, because there's a closeness. There's a dynamic.
No, I would. If that is how you want to dress, I can't force you. I can't, and I'm not going to judge you for it.
So we want to roll out to an event, and I would just like to wear nipple stickers. And I'm being. That is how I like to carry myself. Are you telling me we're going out to a networking event? You wouldn't roll with me. You would not know. Let's be honest. Like, that's not. You wouldn't. That doesn't.
You're taking it. You're giving a scenario that's not something that I'm currently living. It's not.
Yeah, but I'm giving you. I'm making point of what I'm trying to say. Is there's. I'm saying
you're just throwing example after example.
I'm not. What I'm trying to say here is the older my natural nature will always try to enhance the beauty of what I see about you. That's who I am. However, the older I get, I don't do that the way that I would. I can see something and not make a comment and not... because you're a grown person. Do
You
what
make
you're
your,
doing.
you do what you do.
However,
and your choices.
there is a line to what I'm saying here, because the truth is, as much as I say do what you're doing, the reality is because you carry yourself in a way that
I probably wouldn't roll with you like that.
That's what I'm saying, Shah. You're saying you're letting them, you're accepting them for who they are, but actually no, because they're not in your immediate friendship circle. It's easier to do that because it's not they're not one of your codies, because you are someone that does feel your network is a reflection on you within reason. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So technically, you're not breaking girl code because you don't see them as tight like that. Because if it was me, you would not let me go out like that.
Okay.
You would say something.
So let's really make this really black and white.
Because you said they're your good friends and you're accepting them for who they are.
There's levels to it. Like I don't have any friends that necessarily roll like that.
That's the example. I'm giving you an example. You say roll like that, but that is a preference. Do you get what I mean? Like, I can actually give it, but I can really give one right now, but we've been out, we've been to events. Do you know what I mean? We've seen people on stage that we've not approved of. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, you almost don't even know where to put your eyes.
Yeah, but I just think that that's okay. Like, as in, when I'm saying, it's like, I don't have to approve of, that's fine for you, but...
I'm not dismissing that. I agree with you. You're saying that you accept them for who they are and you're not going to keep...
Yeah, this is a friend.
But you said in this friendship group you would. But that friend, do you see what I'm trying to...
I'm confused. What do you mean?
Do you explain?
I don't understand. I'm so lost. I feel like there's been so many scenarios. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. I'm so confused. You said
in this friendship group you would say something, but you have other friends that you can appreciate if that's how they want to carry themselves. You would not question them. You wouldn't. And I agree with you. What I'm saying to you is, you say that you're not judging them, and I do believe that you mean that, but that's because they're not in your immediate friendship
But
circle.
Is it judging though, Nats?
Yeah,
that's the thing. I don't know if it's judging.
I'm not saying it is judging.
Yeah, but you said you're judging.
Not judging. I don't think it's coming from a place of judgment. I think it's just coming from a place of...
It's not what...
Preference,
then maybe that's the key word.
Maybe
I don't know.
Preference.
I'm just saying that if you're my friend, you are a reflection of the type that we all have different friendship categories. We know that. You got friends in this.
Yeah, there's people that aren't necessarily friendship acquaintances.
Right. So you've got different friendship categories. But for me, if I'm referring to the friends I think you're referring to, then I'm
not referring to anyone in particular.
No. Friends like this. Mm-hmm. Our nature is to always enhance or bring out the best. That's the point I'm trying. Right. That's how we do friendship. So I'm saying, if you are now somebody that I might have mentioned this to you before or whatever, so we bring it back to me, and now it's something that you do all the time, and it's not about me approving. We just do life differently. I can't lie and say that actually you would be someone I would roll with all the time, because I don't necessarily approve of how you carry yourself, but you're entitled to do so. Mm-hmm. That's the point I'm trying to make. So you're saying that you could just accept them, but I don't think I could, on the basis of just that statement. When we are out, you are still a reflection of me.
I hear what you're saying.
So I'm that girl sitting at the table with Amph, looking at you with the friend, and I'm like,
I think we're thinking of two, because the example you gave was not where I was going. Like when you said out with nipple,
she went extreme.
I did it just to give you an example.
Yeah, but you were talking from your own perspective, and I was thinking
I gave you an example of someone.
I know. I'm just establishing that the example you gave is not where I was coming from.
Okay, so what would be an example that you're thinking of?
I don't really want to think of an outfit that's long. I'm just saying I wasn't going that extreme.
Okay. I'm just saying.
When I say if my friend wore something that I wouldn't, I'm not gonna. I'm cool. Maybe I've mentioned, I don't know if that flatters you that much, but my friend particularly likes that outfit, or that's how they want to dress. I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to meet you anymore. I'm not saying. And then you came with the nipple thing, which is
doing it because you're saying
extreme.
You wouldn't say nothing, but then I'm sitting at the table with seeing you, and I'm like, she's bad, man. Look how her friends sit.
I know you've already already said that, but we've established you would.
So you would still be fine in that situation now.
Sorry, what situation?
To be with the friend that you know looks crazy at that table, and you look amazing. You look so good. You look good.
Yeah,
and you know she doesn't.
Because if I've suggested something else and that friend actually genuinely likes to look how they look.
Well, you can only suggest so many times.
What can I do? I can't do anything. Okay. And also it depends on how long I've had this friendship. Like if there's a friend that I don't have this scenario, but if I have a friend that I've had since primary school, blah, I'm not gonna not be their friend anymore just because of how they dress. I'm just saying
I'm not saying that.
I'm just saying, yeah, I'm not gonna...
But would you be inclined to roll and go out as much as you be honest?
I'll be honest, in terms of who I roll out with on a consistent basis, I have a very tight-knit group. So that's not really a scenario that I'm not rolling with loads of different people all the time. I think my circle is very, very small. But I do have friends that I don't meet all the time. When we meet, it's brilliant, it's great. Maybe it's a couple times a year. I'm not gonna not meet up with that person, go places just because they... But I hear what your example was. I wasn't thinking that deep.
The thing is about girl code, guys, I would say, though, is that there is so many levels.
There is.
I know the Urban Dictionary used the reference towards relationships and whatnot, but there is so many things. And if you just think of like friendship dynamics, parents, I may have one way of bringing up my children, you have another way.
Exactly. Got different levels.
You know what I mean?
I remember T and Tamara had this issue. I remember T and Tamara, sister. But yeah, I remember in their reality TV show, Tia asked Tamara, if your kids died, or if you died, would I be the first point of call to look after your kids? And Tamara really struggled with saying no, you wouldn't. I would want my kids to go to mum, because the way that mum raised us is very similar to how I'm raising my kids, and your way is very, very different. And it was really hard for Tia to accept that. Tia doesn't have any kind of religion. She just believes every religion is valid. And even the way that she's parented her kids is not as strict. And Tamara's like, I'm very black and white with how I raise my kids. And I love you, sis, but that is not how and it's hard. It's a hard pill to chew, actually, when you actually put it that way.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, no, I wouldn't, because I know who I'd want my daughter to be with if God forbid Chris and I passed away.
But it's the point of being able to tell someone, for instance, that
I think there's a line.
Their parents, their way they're doing their parenting isn't, because it's an opinion at the end of the day.
I think there's a line.
But then you may see certain things because you see behaviours in children. It's like, where's that coming from?
I think there's a line. I honestly just think there's a line. The older I get, as I said, you can, like you said, you can have an opinion on something, but is it actually any of your business? Like, no matter how close you are, unless if the child isn't being abused, and you're not like that. I feel like there's layers
factors.
to it. There's layers. If there's no abuse, there's no malnutrition. I'm just trying to, then the reality is you're another human to me. So you're a different type of mum to that's your child. This is my child. We do you understand what I mean? Like, I can even relate to us as children, assuming that because our parents were siblings, we were raised the same. It's only as we got older, it's like, we weren't raised the same.
No,
our cousins
think it's the same.
We think it's the same, but they're not, even though your parents were raised in the same home. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That we were raised different. Do you get what I mean? So I can keep my mouth out of people's business. That's the reality of it. I don't have to give an opinion. Should you ask me, you'll always get my honest response. Yeah, I think that's the difference.
See, I think as I've got older, I have learned I don't have to give my opinion all the time. Even sometimes I've got friends where some of their choices I don't personally approve of, but they'll still, I just love that I'm still a safe place for them, for them to come and tell me. And it's not every time. I've really learned, stop trying to fix everything or fix everyone.
Or give a solution.
Just be there. And I've had a number of occasions where friends have come back and they're like, do you know what, Shah, I just love you.
To hear you. Yeah.
I know that you didn't approve of blah, blah, blah. And they've rectified the situation, or they've stepped out of a certain relationship and they're just like, I just love that you were just there for me. And then they'll ask me my opinion and I'll say, babe, this is actually what I like. Or I actually knew that you thought that, but I just didn't want to hear that at the time. And it's just like,
it's
sometimes learning, just be there. Just be a friend. If you're a friend,
if you ask me my opinion, I'll give it. But I learned a long
We're
time.
adults.
I don't need to. I don't need to give my opinion on how you do. That's your family. Do you? Unless there's really like I see there's a major issue here. Yeah. It'd be remiss of me not to say. Then nah. I don't think I don't think that's breaking. I don't know.
Yeah, I think purely
there's levels, boy.
Yeah,
there's different levels of friendship. Like,
and that's the thing. And I think, we put it under the umbrella of girl code, but it really comes down to like how strong your friendships are. Yeah. You know, can you have a friendship where your friend does wrong and they do need to be told they're wrong for what they've done, and do you know what I mean? Like, it's not necessarily come under a code, so to speak, but I can think of probably relationships that I've had where to avoid confrontation, I've just kind of like and I feel like, is that always the best way to handle it? No, it's not.
I remember when I was in maybe early 20s, I had a friend and she was dating this guy. She just dating him for the things he could buy her. And I just was like, why? She's like, yeah, but he's going to get me this. I don't really care. Like, he's going to buy me my blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, but you don't like him. And I remember saying it to this person, like, I don't think that that's the thing to do. And she was not well pleased with me saying my opinion. But now when I'm older, it's just, sometimes it's just like, do you? But I don't, do you know what? I'm saying it like that, but I don't have, all my friendships are so, it's so, I'm in my 30s now. It's just so, when you're in your 20s, but now I'm just like, I don't have anyone.
There's women in their 30s that have this.
Yeah, but your actual point of who you roll with. Yeah. Like, the older you get,
that's what I was trying to say.
Your circle's tight and you do align with people very often that are very similar to you.
There are people outside of this, they dress ways I don't approve all the time. I'll never say nothing to you. But I could meet you for lunch and I actually wouldn't care if anyone thought anything, but that's truthfully just because I know you're not my type friend.
But if you think of the circles, like, that we keep now, you tend to find that those friendships are not just friendships that have happened overnight. Yeah. They're friendships that have been invested in. So you will find that you can be open, you can be honest, and because of how secure that friendship is, that relationship is, more than likely it's not coming from a bad place.
Course.
And also, you don't have to agree. I think if you're true friends, like, we can actually go for it. Like me and you do sometimes.
Right. We don't argue, but there have been moments where, like, let's say Charlene, and I'm just like, I might stay quiet for a minute, and then I'll tell Charlene be like, what do you, like, Charlene is ready for me. Like, what do you mean? And I'll be like, I just, and I'll tell her what I have to say. Sometimes Shani needs to go away and think about or stew in it, or she can see it in that moment.
Or sometimes we just don't agree.
And then there's other times we go back and forth and be like, and then literally we'll stop talking for like 5 seconds. It'll just be silent between us, and then we just start talking again. And we just didn't agree. We're too different. There's nothing wrong. And that's, that's a normal human foundation. You don't have to agree with everything. And a lot of times, I think in life, that is the biggest issue with friendships. You assume because we're friends, I have to agree with your point of view.
We can still roll,
we can still be friends, and I do not agree with you.
And actually, there are many times, even me and Chris, we've got some couple friends, and we'll be sitting there, and when we'll leave, we're like, did you agree with me? I know. I don't feel the need. I don't always feel the need to say.
But there's something about agreement that people take and see you're not my friend. And I don't know what that is. Like, me not agreeing with you doesn't mean I disrespect you, don't value your opinion. But I feel like there's some really unsettled, what's the word I'm trying to find, for some people that, just if you don't agree with me, you're against me. And it's like, me not agreeing with you doesn't make me against you. I just have my own opinion and my own thoughts.
I just don't agree.
Because I've been in scenarios with friends in the past, Now, why are you still talking about this an hour later? Like, you're actually still hashing
But they're
this out.
trying to convince
They're trying
you.
to convince. And it's like, I have my own mind. I don't agree with you. It's fine.
I've had a couple of these conversations.
Yeah,
Not with
it's
friends,
fine.
but like,
And they're offended. Yeah, there you go. They're offended.
Hey, are you?
No, I'm blatantly that.
Yeah,
person. I think
they're
even in my
offended.
relationship. Like I am
Because
not
you don't see it to my point of when you've got to see it. It's not, we're individuals, and it goes back to even what we've spoken about before, perspective. I might see the thing you're talking about just differently. I don't see it through your lens.
And it could be because of where I'm at.
It could be where I'm at. So you're right. You could be right. You could be so right, but I don't see it. But you don't see it the way, no matter how much you're explaining. There's time just even like we've gone back on something a little while later about how I've even mentioned it or said it, and he's like, don't know why this time the way you've just said it. And
That's happened with me.
And I'm like, I said it the same way. But it's just him. He was in a place to receive it differently. So I do agree that, but there are just times because we're humans, just not going to see it the same way, and I think that's okay. But unfortunately, in that girl code thing, like, just because I'm your brethren, don't mean I have to agree with everything you say or approve
Look at
of.
the face, that was an face.
Like, and I do think a lot of relationships have failed as a result of that. The friendship has failed. It's actually just not here for me. She's not. And
there's a lot of friendship that just need a conversation.
Just a simple conversation and the acceptance that you're different people.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter @3mums, except for Instagram, which is 3_mums. And make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube.
I have so many questions.